States and Stages, Listen Humanity, narration and editor D.E. Stevens, St. Helier, Jersey, Channel Islands, Companion Books, 1989, pages 160 to 162 by the editor.
Normally, when we do this, we don't refer to external books. Maybe some other time when we do it again, if at all, then we will keep all those books also ready so that we can refer. At the moment, we are only referring to supplements which are in the book itself. But there are references to other books as well.
God alone is real, and as we are permanently lodged in the divine beloved, we are all one.
So it is so consolation to know that we are never ever separated from God. We are always one with and one in God. It also gives us a kind of mental stability. Many people talk about death, and they are so afraid of death, or they think that death is something evil, or death is something to be mourned, death is something to be crying about. Baba says to cry over the dead is a sign of ignorance. It is a sign of selfishness. Because ultimately, you don't own anything. You don't even own your own body. So why talk about owning somebody else or somebody else's body? And Baba says, I'm digressing as usual. No one dies. No one knows to die. The rare one who knows to die is never born again. In other words, the death should be not of the body, because then we'll keep on getting the bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies. The death should be of the mind. The death should be of the individuality. The death should be of the false ego, of separatedness, of ignorance. So that is the real death. And once you die that real death, you are permanently lost. Even otherwise, when we say somebody died, where would that soul go? That soul would go to Baba. That soul would go to God, whosoever you believe in. So, in a sense, to express sorrow over death is a sign of selfishness and ignorance. Very clearly, Baba has said that. It is because of our attachment, false, ignorant attachment to the body, to the madhyam, to the form that was given to that particular soul, that we don't see the body anymore, and therefore we suffer. All right. Now we come to
Part 8.
Now we are coming to we have time. Now we are coming to part 8, which is, as I had said in the very earlier sessions, it may tend to be repetitive, and it is. But with every repetition, Baba is showing the same article, let's say, in a different angle and adding something more to it. So this part 8 is of more than 80 pages. It is the thickest part of all the parts, and it may tend to be very repetitive, which it is. There's no doubt about it. But it will take us to deeper levels so that we sink very much into, anchored very much into this beautiful book, God Speaks. And as Baba had said to Robert Dreyfus, keep on repeating, keep on reading till it sings in your vein. It has to sing. The book has to sing, sing in your vein. So now...
There's 17 supplements, the maximum.
Sorry?
17 supplements. You said pages, no? There are 17 supplements to this.
17. Okay, Soumya is prompting me to say this part 8, apart from it being of 80 odd pages, it has got 17 supplements in this one part itself. So let's make a beginning. We'll see how it goes.
The beyond state of God, the first urge, and the cycle of evolution and involution of consciousness. The beyond state of God. To begin with, the beyond the beginning, there is the original state of the beyond state of God, or Paratpar Parabrahma. This is the original state of God is. In Sufi terms, this state is said to be the state of Vara ul Vara.
Okay. You'll have to be a little more focused when we read this chapter. It has to sink within us. So now, because certain terminologies, as Baba had initially said, that to appease the intellectual convulsions of men, this book has been given. Baba has himself said that there are areas which are ununderstandable. Baba has himself said that with the limited mind, we try to understand, with the mind which is finite, we try to understand that which is infinite. For mind to understand that which is beyond mind, mind has to go, Manonash. So we should be prepared to really Manonash. Only then we'll be able to grasp something about what Baba is saying. And if we do not grasp, don't bother. Because Baba said, read it. So, and Baba has said, whether you understand it or not, it will work through you and it will help you. So taking Baba's words, we just read it. Wherever we can't understand, we'll just go on reading it and beseeching Baba to help us that let the words do whatever it wants to do within us, because Baba himself said that every word that comes out of himself, comes out of the source of truth, has got a kind of a spiritual energy, which when you work with those words, it helps us at a deeper level, whether we understand it or not. So, to begin with the beyond the beginning, there is the original state, the beyond state of God, which is when you see the chart, the 10 states of God, that is state 1. The beyond state of God, or Paratpar Parabrahma. This is the original state of God isness, is. The moment we say God is this, that means we are limiting God. That means the God is not that. So God is the final, is. God is. In Sufi terms, this state is said to be the state of Vara. Somewhere somebody told me it's Vara Yul Vara. So please excuse those who understand these language, the Sufi language, the Farsi, the Arabic, the Persian. Please excuse our pronunciation. So Vara Yul Vara or Vala Ul Vara. It is also known as Ghaib or Gaib Yul Gaib state. Elsewhere Baba says, the secret of the secret, the sacred of the sacred, something which is beyond our understanding. In this
original state of God is, unbounded absolute vacuum prevails.
So what prevails in God is state? Unbounded, which means limitless, unlimited, infinite, absolute vacuum prevails. That is the original state.
In this absolute vacuum, there is neither any manifestation of the conscious or unconscious state of God, nor is there manifestation of the consciousness or unconsciousness of God.
That means in that particular state 1, there is manifestation of nothing. Nothing can ever happen, nothing has ever happened. It's an eternal state of God, which is called the God is state or Paratpar Parabrahma state.
Neither is there the unlimited I, the divine ego, or the universal ego, nor is there the limited I or the individual ego. Neither is there...
That means ego is I keep repeating because many people still are not very clear. Ego is the real thing. Ego can never be annihilated. It is only the mind which is to be annihilated. Ego is equal to astitva. That means ego is equal to existence. Ego has always existed, it is existing now and will ever exist. The only thing is that ego, what we call ego, is a finite, limited ego mind which has to be transmuted into the divine ego or the real I. It is changed, but it is never annihilated.
Neither is there unbounded energy, nor is there limited energy. Neither is there the universal body, the Mahakarana Sharir, nor is there the limited body. Neither are there universes, nor are there worlds. There is not even consciousness of either the consciousness, Maha Chaitanya, or of the unconsciousness.
That means only absolute,
is.
unbounded, absolute vacuum prevailed.
This state is absolutely the original, unbounded, absolute vacuum stage of God, neither the Nirguna Nirakar nor the Saguna Sakar states of God, where God is and consciousness is not.
So here Baba is saying, mind the word, because there will be another state B which will come to that. Here Baba said the original, unbounded, absolute vacuum state of God. That is state 1, the beyond state. Neither Nirgun Nirakar, we all know Nirgun attributeless, Nirakar formless, Sagun Sakar, that means with attributes, infinite attributes, and with Sakar means with form. Neither this nor this. This is only where, this is the state is called God is and consciousness is not. That means I keep repeating this, that is the very same state, very same. We all go into that Paratpar Parbrahma state when we go into sound sleep. When we are deeply asleep, not awake like how we are now, false awake state, not dream state, but sound sleep or deep sleep state, that is when we become one with God in the Paratpar Parbrahma state. We are never separated from Him. We can never come out of Him. It is all in that big tapela.
When it is said God is, it describes the state which prevails beyond the beginning of creation. This state of God, state of God is also called the original divine sound sleep state of God in the beyond state.
So it is also called the original divine sound sleep state of God. Just as how we have sound sleep state and we merge into the original divine sound sleep state, every night when we go to bed, go to sleep, in that we are actually one with God.
The God is state is the state of infinitude. Infinitude, by virtue of being infinite, is everything. That is, everything is the nature of infinitude.
So what is the state? What is this state? God is state. It is the state of infinitude. We'll come to all these words and then let us hopefully follow each word. Infinitude means what? Baba says infinitude means everything that is capital E, capital V, like all in capital. That means everything that you can think of is in that state.
Everything, by virtue of being everything, embodies even nothing, or else everything can never mean everything.
In other words, when we say that it is everything, it means it also includes nothing. It is not an opposite of everything, it is an inclusion. If nothing is included in that everything, if nothing was excluded from that everything, then that everything ceases to be everything because something is missing. So here Baba says, everything, by virtue of being everything, embodies even nothing, all capital, Nothing, or else everything can never mean everything.
This nothing is latent in the everything, but nothing being literally nothing the very being of being nothing is nothing at all.
Tongue twister, but we'll have to follow. See, Baba says, this nothing, what we just now said, that everything also includes nothing. So this nothing is latent in the everything. Supta, we call it, latent, unmanifest, not manifested. This nothing is latent in the everything. But nothing, being literally nothing, the very being of being nothing is nothing at all. Now, you may think whatever you want to think, either everything or something or nothing. It doesn't matter. All right, go ahead.
As this nothing is latent in the everything, the nothingness of the nothing is embedded in the everything as the latency.
See how Baba is gradually developing, and it's like what would you say, algebra or something, step by step by step. And if you miss one step, you better go to sleep. Better go to the beyond state. Now see how beautifully, as this nothing, one paragraph before, one line before it said, it is latent in the everything. As this nothing is latent in the everything, the nothingness of the nothing. Now, what in the nothing, what comprises of the nothing? Nothingness. So here Baba says, the nothingness of the nothing is embedded in the everything as the latency. Because nothing was latent, the nothingness of the nothing is also latent in the everything as its latency. So far, so good? No confusion. Okay, go ahead.
Thus, in the infinitude of the God is state, all that is latent in the nature of infinity, which is everything, is the nothing. Therefore, anything that is latent in everything is of the nothing.
So, everything contains the nothing. Within the nothing, it contains the nothingness. And everything that is of the nothing, including the nothingness, is in a latent form. That means there is latency, not manifest, in the everything. So now let us understand this paragraph. Thus, in the infinitude of the God is state, all that is latent in the nature of infinity, which is everything, is the nothing. That means in the everything, all that is of the nature of latency, of nothing, let's put it that way, is latency. Therefore, anything that is latent in everything, anything that is latent in everything is of the nothing.
In short, except for the infinity of the infinitude, all things are latent in the God is state of everything, and all that is latent is of the nothing with all its aspects as nothingness. He's repeating himself.
So, yeah, of course, it is repeating, and it is how beautifully he is wording it. I don't know how he must have dictated. It must have been quite a task for Baba to. So here, now he's trying to, okay, you got lost. Now I'm trying to bring you down. Don't worry. In short, what Baba is saying, in short, except for the infinity of the infinitude, all things are latent in the God is state of everything. So only the infinity of the infinitude is there. Except for that, everything that is in that everything is of the nothing. I'll read the whole paragraph. In short, except for the infinity of the infinitude, all things are latent in the God is state of everything, and all that is latent is of the nothing with all its aspects as nothingness.
In the God is state where the nothing is latent, automatically, by the nature of nothingness, consciousness also exists as nothing.
So now Baba brings up this
Consciousness.
aspect of consciousness. So consciousness was also there as latent, as an aspect of that nothingness of the nothing. Am I making sense? Okay. I can see people going to
Acco-
sound sleep state, beyond state.
Accordingly, consciousness in the beyond state of God is ever and ever latent in God, who is by nature the everything, infinite and unlimited and unbounded. Thus, automatically, by his very nature of being the everything, God in the God state has in him ever and ever infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, and all that is infinitely glorious or beautiful.
Okay, let me read the paragraph again. So when we repeat, there's a possibility that something may sink in. In the God is state. We know what is God is state. God is state. Where the nothing is latent, that we have seen, automatically, by the nature of nothingness, consciousness also exists as nothing. So here Baba is bringing up one additional aspect, that there is consciousness, but consciousness is an aspect of the nothingness of the nothing. Accordingly, consciousness in the beyond state of God is ever and ever latent in God, who is by nature the everything. So consciousness is latent in God. By nature is everything. By nature the everything, infinite and unlimited and unbounded. Thus automatically, by his very nature of being the everything, God in the God is state has in him ever and ever infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, and all that is infinitely glorious or beautiful. In other words, in the everything, there was this nothing comprised of the nothingness, and everything except for the infinity of the infinitude of God, everything that was latent, we can say, was of the nothing. It was latent, was of the nothing. Consciousness also was latent in that nothing. So that is what so far we have done. 1 minute. If we are going to, there's 1 more minute only. Any question? We might read the paragraph again, or we might continue with the paragraph starting from because. So now we are ending on page number 76. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 paragraphs we have done. We'll be starting from 8th paragraph. Hopefully, next, 20th and 21st being Saturday and Sunday. I have said yes, so we'll meet on Saturday, Sunday. Any questions? Nothing. So you understood everything or nothing? Yeah, in the beyond state you can go, and then maybe you can brush up some of the memory. Okay then, thank you Baba.
Meher Baba
Let me
ki
see.
jai.
Yeah,
Thank you,
6 o'clock sharp. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you Baba. Thanks to all of you. Jai Baba.